Thanks for joining us for today's live Q&A. It's beginner beekeeping, so what we're going to do is answer all your questions. If you put them in the comments below, we will answer away. Trace will read them out and we'll see if we can answer all your questions to get started in beekeeping. So we want to provide a space where people feel comfortable to ask whatever they like, and we will do our best to answer. So no such thing as a silly question. Put it in, learn as much as you can about bees in this fascinating hobby and the way you can have a beehive in your yard and harvest just beautiful honey directly from it with our invention. So ask away. Meanwhile, let's harvest a little bit of honey here from these hives. So what we're going to do is just insert these tubes into the bottom and choose some frames. You can see here beneath the bee's feet is capped honey. So that's saying the honey is ready to harvest or ready to keep as far as the bees are concerned for a time when they might need to use it. Now, lucky for us, they often store a lot more than they need and we can share some too. So what I'm doing is just putting the key in and turning it. Now, if you just wanted to harvest a little bit, you could put the key in a little way, or if you want to harvest more, you can insert it further and harvest more of the frame. Makes it a bit easier to do it in segments like that too, because sometimes it can be really quite firm to turn this key, because what you're doing is creating channels inside the comb, breaking wax and propolis that the bees have attached to the flow frame part. So it can be quite firm to do that sometimes, other times not, but doing it in segments seems to work quite well. And what we've got is the honey starting to flow down the tube already, and it looks like a nice, beautiful light honey today. So that's super cool. We'll have a look at the next frame and see what it's like. Often you'll get different colours and different flavours from the different frames, which is one of the many joys of harvesting honey with a flow hive, is to be able to separate the flavours. And I really recommend single frame to single jar or single frame harvest, even if you're doing lots of little jars. But mixing it all up into one big bucket is, well, it's still good, but not as good as being able to separate the flavours and really enjoy that and bring the story of the honey to the table. Yum. Getting a lot of fruity honey at the moment. Not exactly sure where it's coming from. Sometimes you can tell where the honey is coming from when you connect the flavour of the honey to the nectar or the smell of the flowers. You can actually work out where it's coming from. So I'm going to go ahead and harvest some more like this, and there we go. Let's get another one going and see what flavour it is. Yum, look at that, just pouring out. Beautiful. We've chosen to go into big jars today, which means that we could just turn the tap on by cranking the handle and cover these jars up and walk away. And you can see a couple of bees interested here, which I suspected they might be because some of the bees have been in a bit of a robbing mood. So I'll show you what to do about that. You can get a bit of kitchen wrap or a bit of a wax wrap. If you get a bee in a jar like that, don't worry too much. You can just fish that out. It'll be fine. Put it back on the landing board. You can cover it up with a bit of kitchen wrap, or in this case it's a reusable wax wrap, the kind you would use for your kids' lunch boxes. And that'll keep any bees out as we're answering your questions. Questions in the comments, beginner beekeeping today. Fire away, no such thing as a silly question. All right. Any questions coming in, Chase?
Yeah, thanks, Cedar, and thanks for joining us. We might be having a bit of an issue with Facebook, so hopefully you're all tuning in on all the other channels. The biggest question, Cedar, the first question coming in is, what do you think the flavours of this honey will be today, with being autumn?
Oh, okay, so we have got two different colours coming in here. Let me lift this off again and I'll show you. You can see that we've got a darker one in the centre and a lighter one over here. See this? So this one's actually more our autumn colour. We get autumn and winter, we get this darker honey which has more red tones in it from the heathland down here, and their spring flavours are these lighter ones. Wow, look at that, it's absolutely pouring out.
Peter, we're just thinking to